What is up, everybody? It's CJ Plays here, and I'm back with another Sims 3 speed build, and today I am building a house for my leprosy family on Twitch. So, if you don't know, a leprosy is a challenge in which you play through every single expansion pack in The Sims 3 in order of release. So, you start out with just the base game, and then you play World Adventures, and then you do Ambitions and Late Night. So, you kind of go through all the packs in order of release, and then each generation has like different rules that you kind of have to do. It's a really cool challenge, and I really like it because it kind of like forces you to play with packs that you normally wouldn't play with and features that you might normally wouldn't play with. So it's a really cool challenge. I will leave a link to all of the rules and stuff that I'm following down below. So you may remember a couple of weeks ago I did like a build video where I built a werewolf cabin for my leprosy family. Well, this is basically a house for that Sims child, basically. So I didn't really intend for this house to be that big. I think it's like 227,000 simoleons, so it's very expensive, and I apologize for that. Like I said, I didn't really intend for this house to be that big or that expensive, but as I kept going and going, I just kept adding stuff, and then it was a whole thing. Like, I had to honestly delete so much footage because it was just a bunch of nonsense. Like, literally, I was making rooms, deleting rooms, trying to like fix the floor plan. It was a whole entire situation. So in all, this house ends up being a 4-bedroom 3-bathroom house, so it doesn't sound that big. Like, honestly, I mean, it doesn't sound that bad, but there's like a lot of space in this house, y'all. So like, there's even like a home gym, and there's like a big arcade room. So if you need to like add more rooms for your families and stuff like that in your Sims, you can definitely do that. But for me, I feel like this was just big enough, and it's honestly a little bit too big because I'm only going to be playing with one Sim and a dog. So yeah, I think this is going to be our forever house where we don't really have to worry about ever moving again. Like, honestly, I like that idea. So I am playing this leprosy in a world called Ann Arbor. I looked at that world about a year ago on my YouTube channel. So if you want to like look at it or get the link for it, I'll leave it linked down below. But I have been doing this leprosy challenge for a couple of months now. I think I started it in August, I want to say, of last year, or September, something around that time. And it has been so much fun. Like, this challenge has really re-sparked my interest and love in The Sims 3. Like, I don't think I've ever really fully lost it, but it really got me back interested into The Sims 3. Like, super fully obsessed over the game and my families. So I don't really talk about this that much, but I do have a second YouTube channel. It is a place for me to store all of my Twitch streams. So if you do want to go and get caught up or just watch the leprosy from start to finish, you can. I'm just going to warn you now, they're about 4 hours a piece, because it is a live stream, you know, just on Twitch. It's not really edited that much. So if you want to go and watch it, you can. You don't have to, but I'll leave a link to my second YouTube channel link down below. I do stream some other games as well. So I stream like Roblox sometimes, or I'll do like story-based games like Life is Strange or Detroit Become Human. So if you ever want to see anything like that, you can definitely check out my second YouTube channel. It's just so interesting though, because I'm almost done with the leprosy. Like, there's only, I think, 11 generations in total, because you play through all the expansion packs, right? So like, I only have a couple more to go. Like, after this one, I think it's going to be University, and then like Island Paradise, and then Into the Future. Like, I'm almost done, so I'm kind of like a little bit sad, but it just be like that sometime, you know. But moving on to the actual house itself, I kind of talked over a lot of the entryway. So like you saw earlier, that was my foyer. It was like really big, and it took me a really long time to figure out what and how I wanted to furnish it. You might have could tell in the video, but now I'm in the laundry room. So I kind of just wanted to give this house just a laundry room, just because I don't really play with laundry all too much in The Sims 3 anymore, because I think it's a little bit annoying. It's the same for The Sims 4, actually. Like, at one point, the laundry day stuff pack for Sims 4 was my favorite. I used to use it all the time, and then I kind of just stopped because it was annoying, and it was like broken, you know, where like, it's kind of weird because I think it's fixed now, but there was like this bug where like, if you had your clothes in the washer or dryer and the washer broke down or the dryer broke down, then you could not wash your clothes. You would have to delete it because they would never be washed. And it was so weird. So like, all those bugs and glitches make me stop liking laundry in The Sims. So when it comes to The Sims 3, I think it's even worse because like, the laundry piles just spawn everywhere. So I don't really do laundry that much, but I was like, you know what, we can at least have a laundry room in this build just because, right? Over here is, this is going to be like the more like living room section of the house. I had like a bunch of ideas when I started building this, by the way. So like, you could probably tell because stuff changes a lot, but I knew that I wanted to have like a pretty big living room, but then what I thought about it a little bit more and I was like, well, maybe I could have a smaller one because in The Sims 3, I don't know why, but if the TV is like a certain distance from the chair or if it's at like a certain angle or something, Sims won't sit down and watch. They'll stand up and watch TV, and I don't like that. And I don't know how to fix it. So I was like, maybe instead of having a really big living room with like a big TV and like the couch is kind of spaced out, maybe I should just have like a more like condensed area. So like over here I put this really big fireplace from the base game, and I ended up putting like some rugs and stuff like that down just to kind of have like some good filler furniture. I also used a base game bookshelf over here by the store, and I also used like a bunch of wall lights because as you can see, the windows in this house aren't super big, so they don't really let in that much light. So I was like, well, we kind of need to have some light somewhere, so I put some wall lights, and I also put like a bunch of debug lights. And then moving on over here though, this is the nursery. So I ended up putting 2 cribs in here, and I started to go for this more like bluish puzzle flooring. I didn't really like it in the end, so I took it away. I put like some blue carpet down, but the theme in this room is very much blue, I would say. So I used some of those store content cribs in here as well, and I put 2 because I feel like this room was kind of big, and I was like, well, maybe, you know, if you download this, you might have twins or something, or maybe my sim could have twins, you know, I don't really know yet. So, you know, I was like, we need to kind of just come prepared. So I put like a bunch of clutter in here. A lot of it I deleted because I was like, CJ, what are you doing? Like, do y'all ever do that when you like build and stuff? You just put a bunch of stuff that you think you might need, and then eventually you'll like delete it one by one. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, just pasting stuff down that I think might look nice, deleting it. I layered a couple of rugs, which I don't ever really layer rugs in the game, but I thought it looked kind of cool in here. So put an activity table in here, a dollhouse, there is a toy box in here, I believe, and I also felt like that really cool like shelf with the rabbit on it, so I was like, that could definitely go in here. I also had to squeeze in the changing table. I don't know how I forgot to put that first, but we have a changing table in here, and then I ended up like slightly recoloring a bunch of stuff off camera. So I always say for these kind of videos, stick around for the screenshots, because sometimes I'll like play test or I'll like want to change something off camera and it doesn't really show up in the video, so I always say stick around for the screenshots. So like moving on over here though, this is a lot of these bedrooms you'll see are kind of generic in a way. So like this is like a more so stereotypical like young adult or teenager bedroom, you know, because as of right now I'm only playing with 1 sim, so I was like, well, I don't really know like what kind of kits we'll have, or you know, if we'll have any guests or any other sims that live with us. So I was like, maybe I could kind of just be a little bit generic with this bedroom and just kind of have like stuff that looks nice, so in the future maybe like, you know, if one of my kids becomes a teenager, they can move into here, you know, and so on and so forth. So for this room I kind of put like some stuff from the high-end loft stuff. There is like some grungy like teen, you know, stuff from the store, some posters in here as well. And then moving on over this way, this is going to be the room that my sim will sleep in. So my sim's name is Twig, by the way, and the names for my leprosy are kind of all over the place, but Twig is just a really nice sim. She loves to color green, but I don't know why, but I kind of wanted to go for like a purple color scheme in this bedroom. But yeah, she's going to be sleeping in the purple room. And it's kind of funny though, because we did this Bachelorette challenge stream. It's up on the second channel if you want to go watch it. But we did like this Bachelorette challenge. So I had like my viewers on Twitch, they all like kind of went through and made sims for me to use. And we kind of put all the sims through a series of challenges. You know, we kept going and like sims got eliminated until it was only like 2 sims left. And then at the very end, I had my chat vote on who they wanted to win. And I'm not going to tell you who won, of course, if you want to go like watch it yourself. But it was kind of cool to do something like that. That was like my second time doing it. So like Twig and her husband will be having this bedroom. So this room was kind of big and spacious. At first, it was just like a really big room. So I was like, maybe I can kind of like make it a little bit smaller. So what I did was I closed off half of the room to kind of make it into like an ensuite bathroom space, and also like a home office space. So I don't really know what kind of job Twig will have. Maybe like journalism. I want her to have a job where she has to do like a lot of research or something. So I don't really know what that'll be just yet. The leprosy rules that I'm using didn't really say that you have to have a particular job for this one. So I'm going to have to just make it myself. But I kind of wanted her to have like a nice office space anyway. So I turned this into it. It's very purpley. We use like some big bookshelves in here, a base game rug, a couch from the base game. I don't really ever use that couch that often, but it looks really cute in here. It was just kind of like a nice little like space. Like honestly, I would love to just sit in here and make videos or just like browse the web. That'll be like a really good room for that. And then like over here though, this is the ensuite bathroom. So I ended up using, I think that's the tub from the Bayside set, and I used the matching Bayside counters in here as well. And then I put a base game mirror. The mirror that I wanted to use, I don't think I currently have it installed. It's like store content, so I'm gonna have to like go and install it. So I kind of like substituted it for like the base game mirror in here, and then I also used a base game rug just to kind of recolor it as well. I also put a plant on the counter, and I also used one of the bamboo plants from the Master Suite stuff just to kind of have like some more plants in here, because like these rooms, y'all, are really big. I mean, that's kind of like my fault, but also I don't think that having like a lot of space in sim builds is necessarily a bad thing sometimes. Just in case you have like a lot of sims that can maneuver around a little bit better. Again, if you want to change this build, feel free to. So moving on, next we are in the hallway, and if you ever looked at any of my speed builds, you will know that my sims rarely ever have a hallway. I never put them in my sim builds because I just don't ever think to. So I put a hallway with a couple of runners, a couple of couches, and then like right now this is just me going back because I realized that I did not put a bathroom beside the laundry room. So I'm going back really quick and just kind of doing that. And then also I realized that I forgot to furnish, so like you'll see this room right here, right? There's like an empty room right beside it. I forgot to furnish that on the video. I did it off camera, but it is a bathroom and it does show up in the screenshots though. But this right here is just going to be the game room, if you couldn't already tell. So I have like a bunch of just arcade games and basketball hoops. There's like a little gumball machine in here. I kind of just wanted this room originally to be like the really big living room, but I was like, CJ, that's going to be way too big. It's going to be really big and really empty. So I was like, maybe I could get better use if I make this into like a gaming area. So I put like a really big pool table, a nice rug, and there's a bunch of arcade cabinets in here as well, just to kind of like have my sim have like a nice room. Like, because this family, y'all, every time that I've done the Legacy so far, I would like, my sims would basically start with like no money or like little to no money. I'll build them a nice starter home, and then we kind of just work up our money and try just get more as we go along. But this time I was like, why don't I just use the money that we already have from the Supernatural pack? Listen, my Sims parents were werewolves, and they would find so much Tiberium. If you don't know, Tiberium is like a really valuable element in the game. It comes with World Adventures, but if you cut it and you let it grow, it is so expensive and you can buy so much stuff with it. So we had like a bunch of Tiberium. So I was like, you know what, let's use our generational wealth to make it count, and we'll have like a really nice house. So like right now, this bedroom is a little bit more generic. I didn't really have a particular sim in mind for this one because, again, I don't really know what kind of sims I'm gonna have in the future. So I was like, maybe I could just make a nice little calming room. And then moving on over here though, we are in the kitchen. So this kitchen took me a while to figure out because it was so big, and I was like, CJ, what am I gonna do with all this space? So I decided to like close off the kitchen and like make a second room. So right now, this is like the kitchen part, so I'm putting down some Bayside counters at first. It took me a while to kind of figure out the layout of the kitchen because it's kind of big. I'm telling y'all, like houses like this that have a lot of space, or even modern houses, or just big open floor plans, kind of intimidate me a little bit in The Sims because I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? So right now, I thought I was going to use the Bayside counters, but then I was like, they're not really like fit in the vibe that I want. So I went through and I replaced all of them, and I used the Ambitions countertops as well. And then I kept like the Bayside cabinets at the top. I also used like the Generation shelf to kind of put between the cabinets to kind of have like some open shelving, and I thought that looked kind of cool. I also put some of that stone to have like a nice backsplash, and I used like some of those nice plants that come with the Showtime pack. I don't really use those all too often. And then like over here we kind of had like this little weird space, so I put a big mirror and I put like a dresser that comes with the Ambitions pack underneath it just to kind of fill in some space. I also used those really big china cabinets that you're looking at just to kind of like help fill in some space in here as well. And then like moving on over this way, this is the last room of the house. This is the home gym. I just got the idea to kind of like put this because I was like, these Sims are filthy rich. Like, let's just put a home gym that they probably will never use. So, you know, I thought this was kind of like a nice touch as well. I put like a bunch of exercising equipment. We have pull-up bars, we have treadmills, weight machines. I put like a little sectional from the Town Life stuff. I even put up some like exercising posters and stuff like that as well for like inspiration. And then I also put like the record rug that comes with the Fastlane stuff at the bottom of it because I thought that was like a really nice touch. But that's pretty much it for the inside of this house. The only other thing that I did was some landscaping, and then I also like put down some terrain paint and some trees. It was not like a whole bunch of stuff going on in the front of the house really. I also put a base game fence down as well, but that's pretty much it for this house, y'all. If you would like to download it, I am going to leave a link down below. I'm going to also leave my second YouTube channel link down below as well. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below, follow me over on Twitch where I stream a lot more of The Sims, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Thanks for watching!